delay and then pretty blurry.
Yeah, I have LinkedIn open on
Uh-huh.
another I have a wide monitor, so I got you guys in the
Oh,
middle,
wow.
I got LinkedIn on one side, I got, the Discord stream on another. It's a
Makes sense.
juggling act.
Makes sense.
This episode of The Lab Inside the Game Industry is brought to you by Midwest Games. Live from New Jersey, Los Angeles, Chicago, and Green Bay, Wisconsin. This is The Lab. With your alchemists, Angel Guevara and Greg Posner. Tonight's special event, Countdown to GDC. And Lab News with Cassandra Liu. Tonight on The Lab, Inside the Game Industry.
Good afternoon, good evening from wherever you are. Welcome to another episode of The Lab. I am joined by Cassandra Liu, and Angel will be coming at some moment. He's stuck in traffic right now because you can't predict LA traffic. But Cassandra, welcome. How are you doing today?
I am good. Happy Wednesday. We made it through middle of the week. Yeah, I'm doing great. I'm glad to see like more daylight, and then time every day is getting warmer. So it's beautiful here in Chicago. How about you, Greg?
It is starting to become spring here in New Jersey. The sun is coming out. I'm a big gardener. I love gardening, so it's becoming that time of year, and life is good. You know, I can't complain.
Same. I bet you must be very busy, right?
With GDC coming up, it's nonstop busyness. Wow. Before we do go, let's talk about our sponsor of the episode, Midwest Games. Big thanks to Midwest Games. If you're looking for publishing, shadow publishing, they offer lots of cool tools. You should check them out. They'll be there and they'll be able to help you. And the lab is brought to you by you, our community, our viewers, with the content you share with us, the polls you participate in, anytime you engage with us. Big thanks to everyone who's watching now, who will watch in the future, who continues to watch. So we love having you guys as a group of the lab. We are powered by you. So we can't thank you enough for continuing to watch it. And you know, Cassandra, GDC is coming up. I know you often do the events. So is that one on your radar?
Yeah, totally. I can go this year, but I'm constantly watching, and then like just by amount of posts, people post on LinkedIn and people post on Blue Sky. I'm like, but even though I can't go, I am happy just like like behind my phones. I'm just looking through all the updates. So yeah.
As an indie studio, right? It's fingers on the moon. I know you're not going to be at GDC this year, but do you take a look at the content people are posting to kind of get ideas and gain vision of, hey, when we go to the next, whether it be Gamescom, MDev, GDC, like what can we do? What can we do right? Do you absorb all this?
Yes, I do. So like, like when I see GDC, because this year I'm very busy, but like I see all this, I think like, all this event, I'm like scrolling through and then all the speakers, and then how everything has a topic. Sometimes they're educational, some people are like more like industry discussion. I feel like if I'm going, that all this event I'm gonna benefit from some sort of benefit from. So yeah, I'm definitely watching all the events. And then Angel is here. Welcome, Angel. Yeah, and then I know he's gonna bring out like all this like amazing news like events later. So
yeah, I mean, between the events, the sessions that are there, it's the ultimate networking event. And we've spoken about this on previous episodes, how networking is one of the things that really helps you kind of elevate your business to that next level. You can find the right connections. Someone can help you. You can help someone. That builds this beautiful connection between people. And Angel, welcome, man. How are you doing today?
How's it going, guys?
Not too bad. How are you?
I'm doing great. Just a moment.
Just a moment. Well, Angel's getting his collective thoughts here. It's going to be Angel's first GDC. So we know we spoke about this a bit last week. We're going to speak about it a bit more in the future. But Angel, how are you physically prepping for this first GDC of yours?
That's a very good question. And guys, sorry I'm late. LA, there's a lot of traffic. I was running some errands, but I am here. Excited to see you guys. Hello, Cass. Hello, Greg. And hello, everyone at the lab. As Greg said, it's my first GDC. To be honest, I am a bit of an extrovert, and for some reason I do have a bunch of energy. So on that end, I'm cool. I'm just excited, bro. I'm just excited to like meet you guys in person. I'm excited for our event, and I'm just excited to connect with people. I started in the gaming industry last year, but I only know people through the computer. But finally, I can meet people in person, and let me tell you guys, it's completely different. Like online connections, and when you meet someone in person, the vibe is different. So I'm excited. So
Totally
let's
agree.
get
Totally agree.
it
Have
right.
you
Yeah,
have you packed on here?
dude, I have not packed. Dude, not at all. I've done nothing. Like my hotel is ready. My GDC like ticket or expo pass or whatever is booked. My
Hmm.
plane tickets are booked. That's it. I haven't packed. I haven't planned anything, but I'm just gonna go with the flow. I'm just gonna take a backpack, dude, put my clothes there, and just see what happens. Just see where the wind takes me.
I'd also suggest grabbing a notebook, although you'll probably be able to get some as swag when you go through the conference. But get a notebook, get a good pen, and just write down as much. If you're like me, you'll write down a ton and probably never open the notebook again because I'm really bad at that. But you can say you wrote all that stuff down.
Yeah,
Exactly.
maybe take some notes on the people you know too. Sometimes, like you're collecting name cards all day long, and kind of like, oh my god, which one is this, right?
Exactly, 100%. And oh, guys, that's a perfect segue. When it comes to networking, something that you can do to remember people's names is to sort of look at something interesting about that person. Do they have like a cool haircut or a cool hair color? Do they have like a pin? Are they wearing a suit? Are they wearing glasses? Remember something unique about that person and associate that with their name. And that's how you can recall it when you talk again in the future.
I feel like that's a Michael Scott from The Office tip, but it's a great tip, right? What's that one note for the future? Real quick before we keep rolling here, let's say hi to a few of our returning members that are still here in chat. I see Kyle Quaid. We still haven't figured out your name, but I swear it's Dying Light. Welcome back, Sword Brother Soros. Kat, who was a guest last week and knows probably more about GDC than the collective whole here. Kat, welcome.
Welcome,
So
Kat.
we love seeing you guys come. We appreciate that. And yes, I guess some of us can survive with a backpack for a week, Kat. It's,
Easy.
7 of
Easy.
these t-shirts. What else do you need?
That's it, right? Pair of jeans, some underwear, some shirts. That's it, bro. That's all we need.
So, in typical video game webinar podcast, right? What's everyone playing? On hell, go for it.
Okay. All right. So finally, I finished Ninja Gaiden 2 Black. Currently, so I have a backlog as everyone, right? But currently, what I'm playing with my friends is Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter Wilds is the complete experience, guys. It's super fun. It's the perfect game to play with your friends. I can't recommend it enough. That's what I'm doing right now. What about you, Greg?
I am still really addicted to Avowed. I'm loving Avowed. It's really it's not my type of game typically, but it's just so immersive, and it's nice to just be able to play a single player game for a little bit. And before I jump back into Call of Duty, it gets my adrenaline out the roof. So, but I did play the Monster Hunter beta. I was never a Monster Hunter player, but I really enjoyed it. And I was thinking, you were mentioning co-op, and I need a new co-op game that's not a first-person shooter. So now you have me thinking here.
Dude, especially if you have like a group of friends that like to play games and you guys all play together, when you fight a monster together, dude, it's the best feeling in the world.
Hmm.
100%.
We have a new chatter in chat. Let's say hi to Mathaby. You
Oh,
come from
Matthew.
Europe, man. You're awesome, man. You're coming to your first GDC too, man. That is going to be awesome, man. We're excited to. If we're having an event, we should talk about our event as well, or you can meet up for that. But first, Cassandra, we don't want to skip over you. What are you playing?
No, honestly, last 2 weeks I was super busy. I don't really have time to play any game. Super busy. Well, if super busy working on our game count, then yes. I played playtest on like take that main stage and look at the UI and all that. Every day there's like probably 20-30 minutes. I did open up my bilateral like always, but I honestly didn't have a good time to long time to play a game yet. But this weekend I'm looking forward to it. Maybe I will play some It Takes Two. I haven't finished It Takes Two just because I heard this great feedback about Split Fiction. I want to finish It Takes Two before going to that.
I want to try Split Fiction so bad. I'm thinking I want to play with my 6-year-old, which is very risky of me, but I heard it's quite forgiving with a co-op partner. If anyone in chat has played Split Fiction and you think it's possible to play with a 6-year-old, let me know. I'm probably going to do it either way, but I would love to know. And also let us know in chat what games you're playing as well. We'd love to talk Baldur's Gate, Cat. Again, I have not touched Baldur's Gate yet, but I've heard it's an amazing experience. All right, so what are we talking about here today? There are some cool games that were announced for PlayStation, for Xbox, some rumors of what's going to be announced at GDC. I always love that first night of GDC because there's a big welcome party where they show off some trailers. There was a rumor that Iron Man was going to be shown there, which if you ever played Anthem, it really set the stage up for a great Iron Man game, except Anthem wasn't it. Angel, Cassandra, any interest in Iron Man or not so much?
I'm trying to look on Hio, trying to see like what he thinks.
All right. Okay, so when it comes to Iron Man, so I heard Iron Man BR is not bad, but the movie tie-ins Iron Man games like Iron Man 1 and 2, I've heard they're not so great. I think there is a possibility to make a good Iron Man game, but I don't know. And especially Marvel nowadays, dude, like the movies are all right. Like I watched the newest Captain America. It was all right, bro. Like I don't know. If this was released in 2019 at the peak of the MCU, I'll be like, hell yeah, give me Iron Man. But in 2025, bro, I don't know.
Lunar in chat is saying Anthem is a legend, and I don't disagree with that. Sometimes you miss the mark so bad, you become famous for that, and you know that happens. Cass, do you have any interest in Iron Man? Or I know you're a cozy gamer, so I would venture to guess no, but prove me wrong.
No, I kind of agree with Angel. Like, you have that like big IP, kind of like, like I did love a Marvel movie, the peak of MCU, like you mentioned. Yeah. Like I'll be interested to look into it, but generally I would say like maybe like 30% excitement from me.
Getting down to percentages, I love it, and you're both right. It always blows my mind how, and they'll prove me wrong. I know they will. How they missed the mark by so many years, right? Like Iron Man's about to come back in the movies as Doctor Doom. Like we've gone so far past that, but with Rivals doing well, I feel like if you make a really cool single player experience, it could be such a unique, fun way to play a game, and it will be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 100%. Who's the studio that's making Iron Man?
It is, I think it's BioWare or whoever made Anthem. I think it's the same studio.
BioWare?
In chat will definitely correct me and tell me I'm wrong. So let me know who's making Iron Man, chat.
Gotcha. Because that last Avengers game, I don't know, man.
Yeah, that was a miss by a long shot.
No, the Spider-Man games are very good, and I heard the Wolverine game that's coming out has a lot of potential, but I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. We'll see.
I see Kyle Quates talking about The Sims free play. I have so much love for The Sims. I remember the first Sims when it came out, how it just was crazy. You would build a pool, you would take the stairs out of the pool, you'd be a monster. It was amazing. Cass, that's a cozy game. Are you a Sims fan?
I played it like I was like an early player like a long time ago, and then it definitely I wasn't creative enough to build that like crazy stuff, but like it definitely like I watched over years like in the distance, but like definitely interesting like open worlds. Like but sometimes like for myself I it's an open world, but I kind of like to have some limitation to it too.
Right.
So that's why I like sometimes like management game or like how do you say like a little strategy game that's like I like it more something.
All right.
Gotcha.
I think it was Monday who talked about that coffee game a while ago. I feel like that was the type of game that would be right up that level of management, inventory, and making sure everything's flowing.
I love all the simulation game. Like in my game world, I open a coffee shop, I open a pizzeria. I did so many things. I have a garden, so like I love all the simulation game. Yeah.
Nice. So, guys, I have a question for you. When it comes to these types of games, just a humble question. When it comes to like Animal Crossing or games like The Sims, what's the appeal behind these games? What
I'm not
makes
the
them
right
like
person to ask that because I play those games for about 20 minutes and I'm just like, I can't go on anymore.
gotcha? Or chat, if you are like a Sims fan or Animal Crossing fan, please let us know. Like, why are you so attracted to those types of games? Cass?
I I think yeah, like for myself because I'm like a more like a simulation like game player. Uh, it's that it's first of all it's cozy, right? Like and then you don't get stressed. Like anything works. That's the issue. Sometimes like when I go to I play Witcher and it's like oh my god where did I find this thing and I spent like 15 minutes trying to like break the next task and it's like and I'm like at the moment I'm tired. So I don't know if
Mm,
you get me. Hmm.
okay, so it's basically to kind of like get rid of stress, to relax.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Okay, okay.
I see Kat again in chats letting us know she put 600 hours into Animal Crossing. Does something happen at a certain point where it's like, you did it?
That's
You
crazy.
crossed to the animals.
Yeah, because my question is usually for these types of games, like let's say you play like Monster Hunter, like oh you hunted all the monsters,
Mm-hmm.
or Call of Duty, you finish all the levels, like there's like a goal. But like with Animal Crossing, like what's like the ultimate goal?
Take all your time.
Are you
Uh,
asking me specifically or asking the chat?
I'm just
Both.
asking anyone who can answer.
Kat
I
likes the creativity.
creativity, yes, and then just watch things grow. Isn't that interesting? Like you like grow plants or you like raise pets. It's like you watch it grow.
Okay,
That's
No,
okay.
man, no. Go outside
Gotcha. You
and
see like the
plant a seed.
improvements, right? The growth.
yes.
I
Awesome. I
I
love it.
do love it. I love the creativity, like you mentioned. I wish I was better at it. Like I remember building my first few houses in The Sims and just realizing I'm never going to be an interior decorator or an architect. Like this doesn't work, and it really takes such a creative mind. It's just like it's awesome to see people do that.
Hmm.
Chocolate Lover
Awesome.
says she likes the no stress of those games, and that's nice too.
Exactly. We actually have a question in the chat for Cassandra. Cassandra, this question is from Lunar Solar Celestial. Cass, are you going to play Inzoi?
Uh, sorry, like
I feel like Inzoi is a game that not many people know until you see it, and then it just follows you because it's creepy.
Hmm. Hmm.
really? Okay, I actually don't know this game, but I would definitely check it out since you recommend, definitely check it out.
It is a Sims competitor. It's very realistic looking in a way where it's creepy. I'm going to say creepy. I don't think hardwares are going to be able to run it that well, but hey, man, I don't know what works these days and what doesn't.
All right, okay.
Let's jump into our next gaming news for on hell. This might be good for you because it's for PlayStation people, not Xbox people. But Indiana Jones is making its way to PS5. One of the recent Xbox hits. Are you can play Indiana Jones on hell?
Hmm. I actually, so I am not a PlayStation gamer. I
Hmm.
play on PC.
I don't know why I thought you were PlayStation. All this time, I learned something new about you on hell.
Ah, no worries, no worries. Indiana Jones on PS5. Yeah, very happy for PS5 players. I did play it on PC and it's very fun. I did hear though it's a little bit bloated, so it takes a while to complete. But if you're like an Indiana Jones fan or an adventure fan, maybe like an Uncharted Tomb Raider fan, this is definitely like right up your alley.
Cassandra, any interest there? Ever see the movies?
Yes, I do. Yes. Even while I was in China, like I, since growing up, I heard of this movie, and then I did catch up. Um, uh, like I first of all, I don't own an Xbox, so I'm more like a handheld and PC player. And
Mhm.
then for the adventure game, like it's your type.
I could tell you I have never seen the Indiana Joneses, and that's why I asked that question. And
Ooh.
I did play the game a good amount. It is a fantastic game. It's exploration. games like this, like I like the fighting, but it's like secondary nature to exploration, and I think that's what I probably love about Avowed too. You could just kind of get lost in the environment.
Right.
Like you don't even have to play the game; you just do what you want to do, and the freedom is beautiful.
Yes, exactly. And something else, guys, that I should say about the Indiana Jones games is that the way they made like the environment, like when you enter the Vatican and you go to the Sistine Chapel and the decoration, how accurate it is to the times during World War II, it looks amazing. So shout outs to the art direction team. It was just mind-blowingly good.
Mm.
The next bit of rumors that have been hitting the internet recently is about the next Xbox, and there's been some weird discussions about what's coming up. And look at that, we got the Xbox logo and everything. Look at these visuals. Thank you,
Ooh.
producer Patrick.
Thank you, Patrick.
The rumor is that next Xbox might be more of a PC that's built into your TV. And I'm curious, as someone that aren't Xbox gamers, I am. Would you be more willing to try an Xbox if it's something that's built into the TV and all you needed was a controller, or if it had seamless kind of transitioning from game to TV? Start with Cassandra here.
I can see on Hill's hesitate on that, but for me, it's like honestly, yeah, I would love to try because with all different like consoles around, like if it's like convenient, if it's like smooth, that yeah, like I would try. How about you, Angel?
I feel like PC is interesting because once you get a gaming PC, it's very, this is just my personal opinion, it's very difficult to go back to console because I understand console has a market. It's like, it's plug and play, it's easy to set up. Gaming PCs, you have to like build them usually. It takes a while. But once you go to PC, it's difficult to go back to consoles. Xbox has been a very awesome brand ever since it started. But I don't know. I feel like when it comes to the Xbox brand, they kind of want to go all digital, kind of like get rid of consoles, make everything an Xbox. But now they're kind of announcing like a new console, a new handheld. They're buying all these studios. So it's kind of like, do you want to be the Netflix of gaming? Or do you want to like still be sort of like PlayStation? I don't know, man. I feel like Xbox has a lot of awesome potential, but they don't really have they haven't like defined their brand as of yet. So I'm still on the fence. I don't know. What do you guys
They're
think?
hedging their bets. They can't be wrong if they bet against each other, both sides of it. And I think your point's valid. I think if you're a PC gamer, Xbox and PC are going to be basically the same thing. It's already at this point where all the Xbox games are basically coming out, right? So
Right.
I think, and I love that. They're almost going the Sega route. Hopefully they stay more relevant than Sega. I'm always going to buy an Xbox because that's what I do. But if it's built into something, that makes it a lot easier. And we've got a lot of people in chat saying they rather have a dedicated PC.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is, man, now the GTX 5090, 5080 is out, and then it costs like 6 Xboxes to buy one of those.
Yeah. But it's definitely a long-term investment, but I think it's worth it. It's worth it, and you can not only like play games there, but let's say you like are a game developer or a 3D artist with that like graphics card, it can be very beneficial for you. And as you mentioned before, Greg, if you have PC Game Pass, you have basically all the Xbox games in your PC, and PlayStation is putting all their games on PC as well. So it's kind of like
best of both worlds.
Like, dude, I feel like honestly, the only company that's kind of like doing their own thing is Nintendo. Nintendo is just like always a W. So I feel like if you have like a gaming PC and a Nintendo Switch 2, you're chilling.
I spoke to a indie developer, not an indie developer, a AAA developer today, and he told me that developing for the Switch is a nightmare, especially if you're a multi-platform game. The Switch hardware limitations are just such a drastic difference than the other consoles that it just became such a pain to be able to do that. And I'm curious, any of our indie developers that are in chat, have you done anything on the Switch? Do you find it a little more difficult, or maybe it was the preferred platform? I think also depends on the type of game you play, right? Cozy games, Nintendo, I feel like that's a match made in heaven, right? Where Call of Duty, Nintendo probably doesn't sound as good.
Fair enough.
And I can tell because Nintendo are doing their own thing. Probably programming for them is probably going to be follow their guideline. So it's I can see that.
Yeah, and also like you have to look at Nintendo, right? Nintendo is almost a 200-year-old company. Nintendo is an old ass company, dude, and it's a company based in Kyoto. It's very Japanese. They have like their own way of doing things. I feel like it works for them sometimes in the sense like they have their own things. They are very
Mhm.
innovative, but sometimes it works against them because it's difficult to like do like cross platform or cross develop. So I don't know. Maybe the Switch 2 is gonna be different. Maybe a happy medium. Are you guys excited for the Switch 2?
Yeah.
Go for it, Cash.
Yeah, I do because like I own a Switch. As long as they have OLED on when they release Switch 2, because it's like I don't want to like wait for another 2 years for them to put OLED in. But I hope, yeah, I wish. Like, why not, right? Yeah, because like I find it convenient, and then it's like especially just like if I want to do a co-op with Mark or anything, we can just like take the little Joy-Con out.
The
So it's like
Joy-Con, right?
convenient, yeah, like anywhere, like yeah, setup is like easy. So
There
how
is
about
no
you?
OLED with the first version of the Switch 2, so you're going to be waiting for the Switch 2.5 to get OLED.
Is that confirmed?
Yep.
Yeah,
Why?
dude.
I just spoke to
LCD
Sandra.
is
She's
such
signing
an
off.
L, dude. LCD is such
Um,
an L. But like I think Greg mentioned it before. They gotta sell it to you twice, right?
Yeah, man. I'd
mm,
say it's smart business, but it's more of a pain in the ass. The Switch 2, I love it, but between the Steam Deck and all these other platforms coming out
Mhm.
enabling mobile gaming, it's just, and I get it, Nintendo makes bangers, right? Like I'm still gonna probably get it because my kid's gonna want to play Mario Kart, he's gonna want to play Pokemon, he's gonna want to play Mario, and you're only gonna be able to do that on the Switch. So yeah. We already got the graphic up. Who is a Fortnite fan out here? And who is excited about Disney coming to Fortnite? Oh, come on. If you were excited on Hell, who would be the first character you pick?
Dude, I'm a huge Fortnite fan, but Disney, bruh, man, I don't know.
It's
We need
wild,
more
right?
anime characters. Where's One Piece? Where's the One Piece skins? But hey, if you like Disney and you're excited for that, like I'm happy for you. Yeah. Are you
It's
guys into
wild.
Fortnite or not?
you guys have to speak for it. Yeah, Greg, go ahead.
I am not. I was a Fortnite player when it first came out, and then I played Fortnite
Mhm.
Legos when it came out, and then kids just got so good at Fortnite that I was just like, I'm out. I can't keep up anymore, and I would die and sit there for 40 minutes waiting for the match to end because my buddies were still playing.
Yeah,
All right.
that's what I heard, dude. I heard when it started, it was more like young adults and stuff, but nowadays it's mostly like small kids.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're not wrong.
I would if I were playing though, I would probably go with Goofy as my character because I feel like, you see Goofy running around. I don't know what type of weapons they'll have. Maybe they'll have like Nerf guns. Who knows? Like, I feel like that's just perfect. That's the image I want to see.
You want to see
Sorry.
Goofy with a Glock, just like ka,
Yeah,
just
and maybe he does like a
popping
whoop.
at Captain
I
Mickey.
can't do Goofy sounds. Um, Rainbow Six. That is a game that when it first of all, old school Rainbow Six were some of the best games ever created. If anyone's out there has played the original Rainbow Six or Rainbow Six Rogue Spear, like old school planning and maps were killer. And then we got Siege, which is a completely different type of game. And when Siege first came out, I thought it was the coolest concept ever, and it was. And then once again, like Fortnite, everyone got so good at it. I was just kind of like, screw this. But any Siege fans here?
Hmm, not me.
Take that as a
Cash?
no. Well, Rainbow Six Siege X, right? That's one that's coming out. Is rumored to slim down the cast because I think it's gotten to many operators, like 100 or something operators, which is making it hard for first-time gamers to come in. And this is a great conversation we could have in another episode about accessibility, right? When you make a game so hard to jump in for the first time, you're going to start hurting your own community because new players aren't going to want to come in because the learning curve is so high. That's why games like CS:GO, even though they're competitive too, the way they rank and Call of Duty, right? They give easy players to start against. Siege is just so hard to get into. I think at this point that they realize that and they want to make it easier for new players. So I think Rainbow Siege 6 is a way to get more of the community back in with a more accessible way. So for anyone that's watching, right, and you're making a game, you don't want to make it too difficult for users to come, especially when you have a community that could be toxic, which I heard the Siege community is an extremely toxic community. But I think Siege, I mean, it's Ubisoft's gem right now. I think they kind of flounder with some of their other releases, but I'm excited to see what they do because I think Rainbow Six is a staple name in the industry, and I think it's time for it to come back after God knows how many years.
Exactly, especially in like in competitive, right? Like I heard it's super popular, Siege.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
nuts.
like
It's a
in
great
esports.
game. I mean, the idea behind it is awesome. It's just hard to get started, and once you get started, you play people that kick your butt. All right. Okay, we're being told to move along by the images below us. We have a video for GDC. You want to play that before we start talking about it?
Let's
Hit
do
it.
it. All right. So that was a very awesome video about GDC. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be packed. It's gonna be a super awesome time. So today we have Jazz from Midwest Games. It's gonna be a very awesome conversation. Jazz, welcome to the show.
Hello.
How's it going?
Good. What about yourself?
I'm doing good. I'm very excited for GDC. Are you coming to GDC?
I sadly will not be, but we will have a bunch of other team members there.
All right, awesome. So tell me what's new. I'm
Yeah,
excited to.
so we are going to be having two amazing events at GDC this year. One of them is going to be Breakfast at the Hub, which we're hosting with Hathora, Neon, and Wolfjaw. And all of these are open invite. You can find the invite links on our LinkedIn page. And the second event we're going to be hosting is a Midwest meetup. Got to represent the Midwest. It'll be a happy hour at Community Clubhouse with Fast Spring. So, again, the sign up link is on our LinkedIn page. Anyone can sign up for that.
Awesome. And as you mentioned before, anyone can just sign up, attend the event, have fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And we also have post GDC on March 26th, a very exciting event for our community series called For the Love of Games, which happens monthly. And we have a speaker come in and just talk about something about the industry that can help educate people who want to get in or who are in the industry and want to learn more. So that'll be taking place. And the topic is going to be, Do I Need a Publisher? It'll be completely virtual. So for people who are sad that they're missing out on all the GDC talks, me being one of them, this is a great opportunity for anyone looking to get some more information.
All right, awesome, Jazz. And who do you recommend this event to? Is it people from the Midwest, people who want to connect with Midwest developers? Who are these events for?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first of all, they're just for anybody to join. We love being as inclusive as we can and just inviting everybody. Specifically, we have recently opened up a new shadow publishing initiative, which offers for service publishing or for hire publishing services to people. So if you have a game and you're looking for publishing support, whether it's marketing or localization or QA testing or all of them combined, reach out to one of the people on our team who will be there. We'll have Ben Qualo, our CEO, Chris Klemecki, our head of production, and Elizabeth Howard, who leads the for hire services model.
All right, perfect, Jazz. Thank you so much for that information. Guys, if you want to join those events, they're going to be on Midwest Games LinkedIn. Go to their page, go to those links, sign up, and have fun. I'm sure it's going to be awesome. I'm going to attend one of those events, so I'm very looking forward to it.
Well, thank you so much for having me. And if anyone has any questions, reach out to any of our social media pages. I'm the one who runs them, so it'll be me you're talking to. So let me know if you have any questions and have a great time at GDC, everyone.
Sounds good. Thank you, Jazz. Thank you for coming.
And I'm glad we got some representation from Midwest Games. You can go check out any of their stuff out there on Hill.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna join the breakfast. That looks really interesting. I mean, as I mentioned before, I've seen a lot of you guys like on the computer, but I want to see you in person. Like, I want to feel your aura. I want to be around you, see what it's like. So I'm excited to be there, definitely. What about you,
Nice.
Greg? Any cool events you're gonna join from Midwest Games?
Yeah, I'm going to go to their happy hour as well as their breakfast, I think. I'm part of the community clubhouse side of things, so I'm going to try and be
Hey,
involved in as many activities as I can. And it's just, again, to your point, seeing people in the flesh again. It's always nice at these conferences, you know?
exactly. Yeah, it's a completely different experience for sure.
So, speaking of events, Angel, I heard you have a giant list of events to share where things we should start checking out at GDC. You want to
Hmm.
talk through some of them?
Yeah, guys. So when it comes to GDC, guys, yes, GDC, it's definitely about the panels, about networking with people, having fun, but events are so important. If you have a chance to go to the events, talk to people, give your business card, have fun, that's definitely like the ultimate goal for sure. When it comes to events, there are a plethora of events. There's like secret events, there's public events, there's a bunch of events. My humble advice when it comes to events, before I tell you guys which events I've been like eyeing, is find your niche. So instead of just like finding a random event like, oh, this looks interesting, I want to go, find your niche. For example, what is your objective? Do you want to get more clients? Do you want to connect with people from the Midwest, for example? Do you want to connect with a certain type of community? Find your niche and find an event that matches that niche. So for the events that we have here today, I'm going to start with the first one. So, if you're interested in Japanese games or connecting with Japanese professionals, I would definitely recommend the Japan Night GDC 2025. It's going to be on March 17 from 4 to 6 p.m. So if you want to reach the Japanese market or you want to help them bring their games here to America, it's definitely a great time. But I would recommend, from my experience connecting with Japanese professionals, having a physical business card always helps. That's how that's how business works there. And just a little tiny advice: when you're gonna give if you have a physical business card and you're gonna give it to them, try to always do it with both hands and go below their business card. So they usually go like this, and you go like this. You gotta go below their business card and give it to them. That's like how would you call it? Like the proper. What would be the word?
Like an insider tip,
Not an insider tip. What would be the word? Like the
respectful.
like just to be respectful, right? The etiquette. That's the etiquette. That's the etiquette. 100%.
I think we had a quick change. I think we're going to quickly hop to Cassandra to continue the event. Sorry to interrupt that, Angel.
No worries. Let's do it.
All
Okay.
right.
Maybe not. I'm getting confused here. Keep on rolling, Angel.
All right, no worries, guys. Let's go to the next event. So, if you guys, so a community that's been popping on LinkedIn, on Discord, is the Indie Game Academy meetup. Sorry, the Indie Game Academy community. They're popping. There's like they have like 20,000 members. It's crazy, very cool. I believe they have like events every week, and it's a very awesome opportunity. They're gonna have their meetup on March 18th from 5 to 7 p.m. in the Yerba Buena Garden. I believe that's gonna be in front of the Moscone Center. So if you guys are interested in that community, if you are an indie game studio, you want to connect with other people making indie games, this is definitely the place to go. Our next event, it's going to be on March 20th. So these are not like in chronological orders, it's just like randomly. It's going to be the local game community organizers GDC 2025 mixer. This one is going to be in Black Hammer Brewing. It's going to be a bar. So if you guys are into drinking, it's perfect for you, right? And the next one is going to be the community clubhouse at GDC 2025. It's going to be on March 18th, 8:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. So it's going to be a long one, so you guys can join anytime. Also, the next one is gonna be the job search event in the park for game dev and animation, hosted by Alejandro Sandoval. He's a professional in the gaming industry. I believe Alejandro every year has his own like meetups where professionals gather, and this one is gonna be on Wednesday from 10:30 all the way to 1 p.m. So if you are looking for a job, you're looking for new opportunities, this is definitely the place to be. I have connected with Alejandro before. He's an awesome guy. So please go ahead and say hello. Next one is going to be a very interesting one. It's actually a day before GDC. It's going to be on Sunday from 3 p.m. all the way to 8 p.m. It's going to be Day of the Devs. So Day of the Devs, they're gonna have a bunch of people from. I believe the person who's organized it is it Double Fine Games? The people who made Psychonauts.
Hmm.
Yes, so they're organizing it. They have a lot of donators. A bunch of devs are gonna be there. If you're gonna be in the area on Sunday, I definitely recommend it. I will be there. So if you see me there, say hello, stop by. I'm very excited to see you. The next one is going to be Picnic en el Parque, which translates to Picnic in the Park. This is our Latinx in Gaming event, and that one will take place on Tuesday, I believe, in Yerba Buena Garden. So if you guys are around the area, please go ahead, say hi. Again, free event, just show up, say hello, enjoy, have fun. And then last but not least is going to be the double API, so Asian American and Pacific Islander in Gaming GDC meetup. This one is going to be in Share Tea, so it's going to be like a boba place. And it's going to be on Thursday. The cool thing about this one is Share Tea is having a collab with double API, and we're going to have a special selection of mango and passion fruit tea. So if you're a part of the Asian American Pacific Islander community or you want to connect with them, this is the perfect opportunity. And then last but not least, guys, when it comes to GDC, if you're not local to San Francisco, which I'm not, I'm from LA. Kai Boyd, shout outs to Kai Boyd. Kai Boyd is a professional in the gaming industry. Kai developed a map, or sorry, he created a map inside Google Maps, and he basically pinpoint all the interested places around GDC. So like bars, tea places, boba places, restaurants, places to visit to have everything around GDC is gonna be in Kai Boyd's uh, map. I'm gonna send you guys the link so you can reach it. It's really fun. If you don't really know about San Francisco like myself, please go ahead and check it out. I'm gonna drop the link in a little bit. And last but not least, when it comes to San Francisco is a big city, and like every big city, there's awesome things, but San Francisco is not really the safest place in the world. So if you go there, if you can go with a friend or be together with someone, if you go at night, travel in groups, be a little bit more mindful of where you go. That will always help. And if it's late at night, take an Uber. Just be mindful of your surroundings, and that's it for me.
Man, you didn't even have our own event done there, man. Should we talk about our event?
Yeah, dude, I was leaving it to you, Greg. I was leaving it
Well,
to you,
let's
my
talk
friend.
about it, man. We
Let's
are
do it.
really excited. We already have a whole bunch of people who have responded. Augustine's talking right now in chat. Welcome, Carbon Fiber. Uh, we will be having our own event. We're hosting a lab get together in Yerba Buena in the gardens. Again, right out front. You can't miss it because it's a giant garden. And it's gonna be Angel, myself, Augustine, bunch of people have already responded. We're just going to be hanging out, man, chat and get to know each other, take some pictures, and then we can do what we want to do. All get to know each other. And that's going to be on March 19th at 3 p.m. Pacific.
And it's gonna be in the Yerba Buena Garden, right?
Yes, right out front. Is that what I said? I don't know what I said.
Yeah, exactly.
Um, yeah, you're looking forward to that?
Dude, honestly, as I mentioned before, I've said it like 4 times, but I'll say it again. Meeting people in online is not the same as meeting them in person. So me, Greg, Agustin, sadly not Cassandra, but hopefully in the future, we are very happy and very excited to meet you guys. So if you have some time, just come, talk to us, have fun, let's enjoy together, and let's grow our little lab family. I'm looking forward to it. Let's do
Yeah,
it.
for sure. You're right. I mean, nothing's better than all hanging out together, right? Especially if the weather in San Francisco is cooperating. It's the best place to be, best place to be hanging out. I'm sorry, I'm seeing this hippo over me now, so it threw me off here for a second. But it's gonna be great, and I think all the events that you mentioned sound fantastic. Is there one specific event on your list that you like can't miss?
Dude, so for me personally, as I mentioned before, guys, know your niche. Know your niche, know your niche. Don't attend random events. Have a purpose and go to those events. For me, it'll be the Japan specific events because I really want to connect with Japanese companies and Japanese professionals. So those Japan GDC nights, I'm gonna be there. And Latinx and gaming, and of course the lab. I will never miss that. That's like the best one. I'm never gonna miss that.
If you are in chat, let us know any events that we may have missed that you recommend. Because again, the more information we can all share as a community, the better things, the more ability we have to find our niche, right? Because not everyone's interested in the same things. So let
Yep.
us know what events you're planning on attending and let us know how we can check it out and learn more about it.
Exactly. And guys, please, 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 if you're going to our event and you are with a friend, bring them with us. Like the more the merrier. If you have a friend, you're with a group, let them know like, hey, I have this cool event with the lab. I'll show you guys. Bring them with us. Let's all have fun together. The more the merrier.
And Sword Brother Soros also brought it up, right? GDC Nights is new for this year. So if you're looking for an after party and don't know which one to go to, you should check out GDC Nights. I'm pretty sure there's a cover fee. But again, I mean, when it comes down to networking and being in the same room as all similar people, you have to decide how much you think it's willing to spend. I think it's only like $20 or something, but I'd highly
Yeah.
recommend it because it's going to be peak networking. It's going to be less hustle and bustle when you're trying to walk the floor of GDC. And it's just going to be a great place to be able to hang out and meet other gamers.
100%. What I have heard from GDC nights is it's a little bit more of a clubby type of vibe. So if that's not really your thing, just be mindful, right?
Yep.
All
Cool.
right. Awesome. Should we read the comments, Greg?
Yeah, I've been trying to keep up with them. Like I said, Sword Brother Soros talking about GDC nights. I think it's $50 per night. So we got that going on
Ooh.
for us.
Okay.
Got a new chatter with us. Welcome, TE1221. Yeah, and Carbon Fiber showed up late to the party today, man. It's all right. You're across the world. We'll give you a pass for that one, but you need to be there on March 19th at 3 p.m. Augustine, because we need to meet you and see you in the flesh and bring that monster machine you make music with, even though it probably weighs 100 pounds.
Heck yeah, guys. Loving your comments. We have a comment from Jazz. She said, "Thanks for having me. Have fun at GDC, folks, and feel free to reach out if you have any questions. If you have any questions for Jazz, guys, reach out to her. Go to the Midwest Games LinkedIn page and check out their events." Let's see here. We have one from Sword Brother Sorios. Even though I got my business cards ready, I'm going to have people scan my QR codes first and foremost before anything else. Yes, guys, QR codes, they're easy. Scan them, have your link tree, have your stuff, easy peasy. What else do we have here? All right. We have a bunch of comments. I thought it Sword
Love
Brother
the
Sorio.
engagement.
Yeah, so it's great engagement. Sword Brother Sorios. I thought that was only a Korean thing. Oh, like the business card thing. I'm not sure if they do it in Korea. Maybe they do. But yeah, in Japan, when you give your business card to someone, you gotta go below them. You gotta be like, oh, you gotta be very polite about it. All right, Day of the Devs. Carbon Fiber says, I will go to Day of the Devs too. Let us know. We'll definitely let you know. T1221. Yeah, Boba. Boba is the best thing in the world, 100%. Okay. All right. Shall we go to Cassandra for the news?
Yeah, let's see what's going on in the world.
Hey Hey guys, welcome back. It's Cassandra. So, usually I will talking about events happening all over the world, but GDC is the center of the universe right now. So I'm just gonna focus on today. How do we participate GDC remotely? Like these guys, Greg on Hill, give me so much FOMO. I feel like I need to go too, like drinking all that boba and having breakfast social with you guys. But yeah, next year, I'm watching the early bird ticket for sure. All right. So, speaking of how to attend, how to participate remotely, so we have some couple of events also happening on that week, but just remotely. The first one I want to introduce is the Mix 2025, the Spring Game Showcase, which is happening on Monday, March 17th, which is I think Greg mentioned it last week. It's somehow happening on the same opening day with GDC. It's also in San Francisco. But the interesting about this event is it's happening hybridly. So which means for us away from San Francisco, we can also watch it online. Mainly it's going to be Twitch and YouTube. So stay tuned. There will be like indie game showcase, developer interview, and press and content creator exposure and all that. So that's something we can participate on that Monday. Oh, then on that Thursday, I mentioned in the last episode, there's future game shows happening on Thursday, 1 p.m. PST and 4 p.m. for East Coast time. While on Hill's probably going to be at the API event drinking boba, we can watch the future game shows, right? It's last few years they have more and more audience. Last year they have like millions of audience. So let's see in this show which AAA company is gonna release their trailer, And then but they also feature for indie game. So so from indie game to AAA, we will see what's coming up next. Right, so the next thing I want to introduce is if you're interested in the session or the talk or just the content, you can go into this website, GDC Vault. A lots of content are free, while others need some GDC Vault. So there some of it require subscription, but a lot of the content you can watch it for free. So definitely, like you can always like go to the website and then check out some content. And then there's some social media plays that we can find the updates, right? So please go to the Blue Sky and find that GDC official account. They are right now focusing on updating on Blue Sky instead of X. So that's somewhere you can find them. And then for the community, you can always find plays in Discord, Reddit. There will be tons of people who join this discussion. And then another tip is go on your LinkedIn, because I'm pretty sure in your network, there'll be a bunch of people going to LinkedIn and they're going to share things on the fly. So that I will be on my phone, scrolling through my LinkedIn on that week. So definitely those are good places to check out if you can go in there in person. All right, so I will give back to Greg and on here. I know, Greg, you're going to talk about some interesting session that's coming up in the GDC week. So
yeah, I think one of my favorite things. Am I frozen? I look frozen.
Yeah, you're frozen, dude.
Oh, that's a bummer. That's weird.
Okay. Just gotta let it go.
You could hear me. I think one of the things I love about GDC is how much people share on LinkedIn, right? You get some great information on LinkedIn. People get that. I was a big fan of Cliff Notes in school, right? I didn't want to read the full book. I would read the Cliff Notes and what the main talking points are. And that helps with a lot of these sessions and a lot of these talks, because it's so much information to absorb that it's easy just to check out LinkedIn, see what people are talking about, seeing what those highlights are. And it is a great resource.
100%.
So I got a few sessions to talk about. We have a whole list of them. I'm not going to go through all of them, but we can send the list as well out to those who want it afterwards so they can check it out. I'm just going to highlight, I think, a few of the events that excite me based on who I've spoken to in the community and things that others might find some value in. So the first one I really like is hashtag number one reason to be. It's really a panel of game developers that tell their personal stories of how they got into the industry and why they got into the industry. And on my podcast, that's something that I really love. I love the educational aspect behind why do people get into gaming? Where do they come from? The number of people that wanted to maybe be a teacher or a lawyer or something else and then found their way into gaming, and how those same skill sets can be used from what they've learned or what they know into gaming. I think it's fascinating, and how you can kind of learn where your craft is, where you can hone in. And I think when you hear it from other developers or other founders as well, it just makes things click and say, hey, that's a great idea, or I never had that motivation before. And it's really something that can help excite you. And sometimes, you kind of run out of that juice and you kind of lose steam. When you hear these types of things and these stories, it kind of reinvigorates you and gets you ready to go. So I think that's one of my favorite sessions. That's after our meeting in the park as well. So it's perfect. We can go as a group. We could even hold hands if that's what people want to do. But it will be a really good time. It's March 19th at 5:30.
Yes.
The
We should
next,
definitely hold hands. I'm down for that.
yeah, man, maybe we could skip. I mean, yeah. I'm not gonna say anything else there. Um, the next one I really love is Game AI Summit, and AI, hate it or love it, it's here. Let's see what we can do with it and make the most of it. AI should never replace a human in the loop. AI should help make humans give superpowers. We talked about Iron Man, right? Like, this is your ability to become Batman, right? This is you have yourself and then you put on your bat suit, and AI can help you accomplish more. It's a starting point. I think it will be very interesting. There's this thing called the Gartner hype cycle, and when a new technology gets released, the hype for it goes crazy, right? I mean, even the metaverse, AI, any technology you look at has this hype cycle where in the beginning people get really excited to create a whole bunch of crap, and then all of a sudden it starts to die down, the hype, right? And AI will start finding its place. It's already finding its place. So hear how others are utilizing AI. See how maybe you can fit it into your game. Again, AI should never replace the humans that are building
Yeah,
that game, but it should give you those superpowers to help you do more with less time.
exactly. It's basically your Jarvis. If you're Iron Man has Jarvis, right? Like,
There you go.
he helps you out. That's it.
The next one I love is Game Narrative Summit, writing for indie games. I don't know about you, Angel, and I
Mhm.
haven't had a podcast guest yet that is a writer, but writing in games is one of the most mind-blowing things in the entire world, especially when you have games like Baldur's Gate or Avowed or Kingdom Come Deliverance, where stories could branch off in so many different directions, and at some point they find their way back together, no matter what decision you make, right? Maybe something will change, but writing in gaming is such an art, and I would love to learn more how people do stuff like that, how you come into this, how you make a story from A to Z connect with so many letters in the middle. And I'd love to hear from more narrative writers. If there's anyone in chat, man, throw some info at me. I'd love to learn more, but that's one I'm really excited to learn more about. That's on Monday, March 17th at 11 a.m. And I think that's going to be something that's really cool, man. I think it's great stuff. And again, this is more of a passion for me. But again, if you find your niche and it's more along the creativity of writing, check that panel out.
Great advice. I love it.
The next one I think is important for anyone who is making game is business and marketing in indie games. Marketing on a shoestring budget. Let's talk about our friend AI again and how it can help you create marketing content at low cost. Games, there's so many of them these days, and you have to be able to stand out. And if you look at games like Manor Lords, right? It's a small game that found its community and found its niche, and all of a sudden it blew up, and the game wasn't anywhere near complete. It shows you that if you can get marketing in front of players or a community before your game comes out, you can really build that community that helps strengthen the game. You can get that feedback, you can get that lore, you can get all that information from your players. So you need to learn how to market, even if you're not a marketer. Most of us aren't born a marketer. Angel is an expert at marketing, but you learn along the way, and you learn these different skill sets, right? And you don't need to be the expert marketer when you're an indie gamer, but you need to know how to do the basics to start getting your name out there at a shoestring budget, as they say here. And I think it's super important, and that's one I'm really looking forward to. Any advice on that one, Angel?
Yeah, I was gonna say regarding marketing, as you mentioned before, Greg, it's not really for everyone. Everyone is not born a natural marketer. We have to learn how to do it, right? But if you can have a good marketing strategy while you make your game, dude, it's perfect. Like, while you make your game and you think about the mechanics and you're like, okay, how can I make this marketable? How can I make this appealing in social media? How can I make this, you know what I'm saying? If you
Yeah,
can
man.
have that mindset while creating your game, I have no doubt you're going to be successful.
Yeah. And that kind of rolls into that next one is Indie Game Summit. That's on March 17th, that first day of GDC. If you're not there on the Sunday, is Indie Game Summit Surviving and Thriving is a small studio. Again, it's just tough to be building your own studio, and it's awesome for anyone that's doing it. Go chase those dreams, man. Crush them. Make the best game you possibly can. But don't be afraid to take advice from others, right? There's been others that have been in these shoes. Learn the best practices of what has worked for one person, and that maybe it won't work for you. But these more information you could absorb, you can make better educational guesses on what you should do next, where you should start. I've spoken to many people who don't think about community when they're first building the game, not realizing community is a really huge part of this. The game's going to die if there's no community behind it. So again, Indie Game Summit, you're going to be around people like-minded, doing the same thing, maybe facing the same problems, or maybe you've solved problems that you're going through, and you may have solved those problems that others are going through. So we're going to talk about networking for the next every week we do this, because networking is the most important part of this. But this is a great opportunity to do that. And TE 1221 said it. We're all marketing, whether you know it or not. When you put yourself out there, when you're networking, when you're saying, "Hi, I'm Greg. Hi, I'm Angel," you're marketing
Yeah.
yourself, right? The same thing with sales. You're selling yourself. You shouldn't be a salesperson, but you're selling yourself when you talk about yourself. So learn how to comfortably talk about yourself. And share the problems that you're having. And again, this is a safe space when you're with other gamers to kind of share where your problems are. And to keep on the keyword of my thing, the last one I got here is game career development, networking for newcomers. Networking for newcomers is extremely important. Everyone thinks networking is easy. It is when you get the flow, but it is overwhelming. So what is the opportunity for networking? How can you meet more people? How can you say, hey, what are the right questions to ask? When you have nothing to say, what do you say? And the hardest part is, how do you end the conversation gracefully, right? You can get into the best conversation, but maybe now I'm done with talking with Angel. I want to go talk to Cass. How do I gracefully exit that conversation? Networking is a very, I argued this with someone once. It is a skill. Networking and talking with people is a very, very tough skill to master. So sharpen it. It might be a networking for newcomers, but you can help others as well, and you can practice your own stuff. So that's also on March 19th, right before our picnic in the park. So I'm not going to say we could hold hands again, because that's going to be too soon, but we can all go from one to the other. A lot of great stuff. Those are just a few. Again, we have a whole list here we'll share with anyone that wants to check it out afterwards. We'll post it to the lab's LinkedIn page, so you could check it out there. If you're not following it, you should be following it. But those are some of the events that I'm really excited, well, not events, sessions. Angel covered the events, but some of the great stuff that's coming up at GDC. And it's here, man. This is the last episode before it. So you
This
ready
is
for this,
it.
Angel?
This is it, dude. I am ready as I'll ever be. Let's just see how it goes. I have zero expectations. I'm just gonna show up and see what happens. But I'm excited to meet you guys. Very excited.
So, as always, huge thanks to you, the community, the people watching this, the people who are engaging in chat. We've had a lot of new people come today. Awesome. Thank you. Welcome. Keep on coming back. If there's stuff you want to learn more about, please don't hesitate to reach out and let us know. And if you're going to GDC, we're really looking forward to seeing you there. And Angel, you didn't do your big thing yet. What are we going to do with the tonight's episode?
What do you mean?
Give it a W, man. This is a great episode. Good people, good stuff here, man.
Guys. Yeah. Guys. So, yeah, as Greg's mentioned, the episode before GDC, I just want to thank you so much for everything, guys. Without you, without the community, there's no lab. Very happy to have you. If we can please get a W for Cassandra, for Greg, for myself, for Jasmine, and for our producer Patrick, we will be very grateful. But can we please get a W in real life? Please come to the event, give us a W, and we'll give you a W as well. Very excited to meet you guys. Come to the event, and hopefully the next time you see us is gonna be in